Hey everybody, thanks for joining me today. You know, in the book of Nehemiah, we learn in chapter 4, verse 10, that after Israel's enemies had ransacked the city, all that was left was rubble as far as the eye could see. It was everywhere. And as people stared at it, it seemed like an impossible task to clean up. You know, oftentimes when we look at our families or our individual lives for that matter, all we see is the rubble, the destruction of what the enemy has done. And as we look at the broken pieces, it's easy to get discouraged and to think, how in the world will this mess ever get cleaned up? There's just too much destruction. Well, one of the things the enemy wants is for us to become rubble gazers. Rubble gazing is when the only thing that you can see is the rubble, and you become fixated on it. You can no longer see Jesus. You can't see the future, and you can't see a path forward because you're stuck gazing at the rubble. Today, instead, I want you to become a God gazer, not a rubble gazer. Jesus is the way out of your problems, no matter how messy they are. Paul tells the Ephesians in Ephesians 6, 10 through 12, finally, be strong in the Lord and in His mighty power. Put on the full armor of God so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. You know, the key to fighting for your family is to get your eyes off of the rubble of what once was and onto the new thing that God wants to birth in your family. Jesus is your deliverer, and your job is to gaze at, follow, and obey what He tells you to do as He leads you out of the rubble and into the promised land. You see, the trouble with rubble gazing is that it's unproductive. It leads you nowhere. So instead, today, I want to challenge you to determine that you're going to become a God gazer. I guarantee that looking at Jesus instead of the rubble in your life will be what gets you unstuck and gets you where you want to be. Well, thanks for joining me today, and I hope we'll see you this weekend at the service as we continue our series called Fighting for the Family. Have a great day, and God bless.